Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, March 8, 2023. For the sixth consecutive fiscal year, Jamaicans will not be faced with new taxes to fund the national budget. Instead, Minister of Finance and the Public Service Dr. Nigel Clark has announced that the more than $1 trillion budget will be financed by increasing the efficiency of existing revenue measures. The minister was opening the 2023-2024 budget debate in the House of Representatives on Tuesday. He announced three key revenue measures designed to further reduce Jamaica's carbon footprint, improve the use of renewable energy resources, and spur more economic opportunities for citizens. They include the introduction of an income tax credit provided to employed and self-employed taxpayers for the purchase of residential solar photovoltaic systems for electricity generation.
The local cost of a solar system can be, varies, depends on the size of the system. And to incentivize the input across households, the government of Jamaica will provide an income tax credit equivalent to 30% of the purchase price of the solar photovoltaic system, up to a maximum of investment cost of $4 million.
This measure takes effect in fiscal year 2023-2024. So too, the application of a standard GCT rate of 15% on the second sale of motor vehicles by registered car dealers, applicable only to the difference between their purchase cost and the selling price. Currently, where a dealer buys a second-hand vehicle from an individual for resale, GCT is applied to the full sale price, while individuals making direct sales only pay a flat fee of $12,000 to $18,000 in lieu of GCT.
So you buy the vehicle from somebody for $100 and you sell it for $120, you pay the GCT on the 20. And that small change, Madam Speaker, will catalyze a new subsector in Jamaica.
The third revenue measure eliminates GCT on the importation of live horses, small ruminants and pigs to take effect before the end of the first quarter in the new fiscal year. Minister Clark says this is designed to rejuvenate the horse racing industry by improving the quality of horses coming into the island, as well as enhancing food security through the importation of small ruminants and pigs.
Today, we only collect $6 million in GCT for the importation of horses, goats, pigs, and sheep combined. These policy changes give up that small amount, but will likely generate substantially more and support domestic economic activity.
Government will be creating codes for positions within the public sector to transition thousands of contract workers to permanent staff. The reform for contract workers in the public sector will be implemented over 3 fiscal years, ending March 2026. Approval will be sought through the Strategic Human Resource Management Division of the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service. Portfolio Minister Dr. Nigel Clark says approximately 20,000 persons fall within contract arrangements.
We will approach this in a phased basis, working on one or few areas at a time until we accomplish the task. And we will engage with our union partners in developing a realistic timeline.
Minister Clark says the process will begin with the education sector to elevate the employment status of watchmen, cooks, and infant-level caregivers. Other phases include sanitation workers employed in the National Solid Waste Management Authority, drivers and constituency secretaries associated with members of parliament, and junior doctors within the public health system. This will allow the workers to be part of the government pension scheme.
This government, Madam Speaker, will bring long-awaited reform in this area and improve the lives, Madam Speaker, as we share the gains.
The finance minister revealed that the immediate cost to appoint persons to the newly created positions is approximately $2.5 billion, with the larger impact being on pensions. Also coming out of Parliament, minimum wage earners can look forward to increased rates in the new fiscal year. While making his budget presentation yesterday, the Minister of Finance and Public Service announced that new rates would be outlined by the Minister of Labour and Social Security, Carl Samuda, in April. This comes a year after minimum wage last increased, moving from $7,000 to $9,000.
As the minimum wage was only changed 1 year ago, many minimum wage earners are concerned and anxious as to whether they'll have to wait another year or two for another increase. And Madam Speaker, we know times are tough, and we know in today's Jamaica that though there was an increase just a year ago, that $9,000 is an insufficient amount to live on in Jamaica today, especially after the inflation shock of last year. Minimum wage earners, therefore, Madam Speaker, can look forward to a meaningful increase.
In other news, wastewater treatment systems will be completed at the Black River and Pepin High Schools this fiscal year as part of the $1 billion expenditure primary and secondary infrastructure program. As part of the program, the Ministry of Education is also expecting to complete the construction of classrooms at Bridgeport, Jonathan Grant, and Newell High Schools. Construction activities will also commence at 6 secondary institutions and 1 infant school. In addition, full electrical upgrades will be done at the Little London and Exchange primary schools, as well as 11 secondary schools. Security fencing will be installed at other institutions. And finally, municipal corporations are being provided with trucks to assist with the distribution of water to communities most impacted by drought conditions.
We are providing trucks for all municipalities. At least 7 municipalities so far has been provided with brand new trucks. Coming from allocations that we had made in the last financial year from funding that we had, and trucks will be provided, more trucks will be provided, new trucks will be provided for those MCs that have not yet received trucks.
Minister Mackenzie provided the update during the Standing Finance Committee's recent review of the 2023-2024 estimates of expenditure. He says government will continue to provide funding for the trucking of water, pointing out that approximately $35 million remains from the $150 million budgeted in the 2022-2023 financial year. Meanwhile, he says a survey is being conducted by the Rural Water Supply Limited to examine the feasibility of expanding water supply across 4 parishes.
I think we have identified 4 parishes that they have gone in to do a survey to find out where there are streams and rivers. As a part of their mandate, rural water for the new financial year, is to find these areas and to see how we can now get water into communities using
Which 4 parishes,
rivers.
Minister?
The local government minister adds that more water shops will be constructed to increase access to the commodity in several communities across the island. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.